Welcome to my series, Not Another Nitpick, where after every major patch, I go over about 3 to 5 pain points and concerns I currently have with the game and would like to voice my opinion on. Last episode did decent relative to my channel size, so thank you for the support on that one, and I hope you can relate to my opinions of this patch too. So let's get into it. First one, the Vault Temple released Chopped and is taking lots of dev time. We already got a follow-up patch. We're probably going to get more follow-up patches if they intend to make it go core. And they should, in my opinion, just be waiting for the game to be fully released to put out these major large-scale league mechanics. Abyss was fine because it was more of like a medium-scale league mechanic. But like doing these like major things like, for example, if they were to add Harvest or Delve, what's another one from PoE1? Heist. The game can go without these until, the actual full major release of the game. That's just my opinion. And we had to delay the end game rework for this. I don't really think there's an argument for that. It's they made this massive league mechanic, and now all of a sudden the druid still came out a little buggy, which is fine. I definitely don't want the druid to be delayed twice. So that's fine. And the druid is still majorly fun, and they've already released a few, fixes for it. But the end game rework is massive, and we were expecting this. And let's just go into the next point, which is the end game rework being delayed. That's 2 delays now and 2 patches. First was the Druid, who was supposed to come out in 0.3, got delayed to 0.4, came out in 0.4, with the endgame rework, which was supposed to happen. Nope, that's delayed till 0.5. So now we have 2 major delays in 2 patches. I'm glad they're holding back releases until things are ready, but we need to go back to the under-promise and over-deliver GGG rather than over-promise and under-deliver. Really classic GGG is overpromise and overdeliver, and that's why they are so beloved. It does kind of hurt their track record. I still have a lot of faith in them. You guys should too, but their track record has a scratch on it right now in PoE2. The endgame rework is needed ASAP. There are many problems with the endgame. My biggest pain point personally, now that they fix like towers and things like that, which was major, is really just the Atlas passive tree doesn't feel very fun or rewarding to complete. It would be nice if we got 1 Atlas point per map like in PoE1. So if they keep the infinite Atlas, it would be nice to like just go off in different directions, look for biomes. You can look for specific maps because you need to complete every map. Completing it for the first time, each map layout, completing it for the first time would give you an Atlas point. I think that feels a lot better in PoE1. If you don't like a map, you really only have to complete it once just to get the point, and you never have to touch it again. And the fact that each mechanic has its own little tree, I would accept it if this is going to be how it is forever. I would accept it, but a little bit begrudgingly, because I really like in PoE1 how you're basically forming your own type of game. I just really like the way PoE1's Atlas is, where you get to like kind of choose your own game and choose your own path. Let's talk about PoE1 again with this third point. The port of PoE1 microtransactions to PoE2 is extremely slow, if not non-existent. They keep adding tons of new microtransactions to PoE2 and new ones to PoE1. The mystery box that's out right now for 0.4 has tons of stuff in it. I was watching the video and I was like, oh my god, this mystery box never ends. There's so much MTX in it. But why is it that all my hideouts, all my gear, I haven't had anything ported over. Like, at least port over my golden retriever, bro. That's what I need. I have the golden retriever pet in PoE1. I can't even use it in PoE2. How am I supposed to play PoE2 without my fuzzy little guy? That's all I'm saying. We were told that it's going to happen. I definitely think that should be a priority to happen before the game's full release. Even if they don't release the game with all the classes, with like every class or every ascendancy, which they said they are fine with doing, releasing those after release of the game. I think that like one of the major selling points was that microtransactions in PoE1 and PoE2 would share between each other. We still haven't had almost anything from PoE1 poured over to PoE2. Maps in the campaign are absolutely atrocious still. This is the last point that I have to talk about. Some, if not most, of the Act 2 and Act 3 zones are completely ridiculously large. If you're going to have players do this campaign for every new character, every new league, it's gotta be reduced, man. Like there are so many dead ends. Some have little doors you need to click on to get into every little room or every little corridor. There's tons of backtracking. It doesn't feel good. After I leave Act 1, I'm like, okay, now the cock and ball torture starts. And then after I leave Act 3, I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. We survived. Somehow we survived without burning out in the campaign. It's not that bad. Like, I'm not going to burn out in the campaign. I really love the game. I want to make it to end game. But, like, it is a slog no matter what you do, pretty much. Just because of the size of the maps. If you take one dead end, you could be going down a different route for like 5+ minutes, especially with how, the slower pace of the game. In PoE1, the maps are smaller, and if you go down a dead end, well, you press like 2 buttons and you're like all the way across the fucking map again. PoE1 things. That's what I have for this video. That's what I have for this one. I'm pretty passionate about this one. Last league, there were some pain points, but I feel like these ones were a bit more major than our last episode. The Vol Temple mechanic has not been received well, and endgame being delayed is a big issue, and the more and more patches go by without them like even starting to import some of the PoE1 MTX while adding so many new ones is getting a little rough. Although I will say, I still love the game. I'll still be playing. I'll see you next patch for the next Not Another Nitpick for 0.5. And I got like 2 more videos planned out at least for this league. Other than that, honestly, we're kind of in the 0.5 waiting room. I feel like a lot of people are like that. This league has definitely slowed down, is just significantly less hype than last league. And that's just how I feel. That's how a lot of people feel. I'll see you all in the next video.